when you have a chronic illness, it's more important that you seek to understand than it is to be understood. And what I mean by that is you want to try to understand everything, understand everybody's perspective, why they maybe don't, why they don't seem to care as much, why they, are doing what they're doing. You want to try to understand others. You don't want to try to be understood. If you try to be understood by others, you often left you're disappointed, because when you have a chronic illness, you want everybody to understand. You want everybody to listen to you. You want them to know how it feels to be in your situation. And, when you're in that role, like I was for several years, no one's ever going to be able to provide enough, the proper response or enough of it to make you feel, like someone finally understands. Part of the chronic illness itself is just feeling like you're all alone and that no one understands. That's part of it, right? So if you're dealing with these issues where, you're trying to get understanding from other people about your chronic illness, you're going to end up in this constant thought loop where no one cares. I'm all alone in this. And that's going to be a place that's going to be hard to escape from mentally. So instead, try to understand why they wouldn't understand. Well, they probably don't understand because they never went through it. They never experienced the level of pain that you did. They never understood that eating this food would cause them this type of problem. They never understood that how bad it would be to have all these reactions to things and have all these this chronic pain and all these things that control your life. So instead of seeking to be understood, try to understand the perspective that other people have, because if they haven't gone through what you're going through, then it's hard for them to, hard for you to be able to expect them to really understand you, and they really never will. And if you keep chasing it and constantly trying to get someone to understand you, then often you'll never find it, because for me, you're not supposed to, when I went through it, it wasn't about trying to find that right person that finally understood my illness, right? It was about finding the person that inspired me to want to make the changes myself to be able to overcome the illness. That was the person I was looking to be around. The people that actually made me feel empowered, right? Not the ones that validated my illness, not the ones that validated my suffering story, not the ones that validated my sob story and my victim story. This did not lead me anywhere. If you surround yourself with people that challenge you, that try to bring the best out of you, it may not feel comfortable at the time because it makes you have to change, and it makes you have to do things different. But the reality is, like, this is what's going to bring you closer to healing. So don't stay in the comfort zones where people beat you up and you're trying to get them to understand, but they never understand, and you're trying to understand them, but you never do, and you're stuck in the situation. Sometimes you got to be around people that challenge you, that expect you to be able to go ahead and overcome this because they know you're a strong person. They believe in you and they support you and they're there for you, right? That's the type of person that you need in your life. So if you have any questions about this topic, reach out to me. My website's endsickness.org. I got hundreds of articles, hundreds of videos on there teaching you how to heal yourself. Thanks for watching, everybody. And if you have any questions, once again, go to my website. Take care.